Well, it's been a little while since I've made a video, so I considered perhaps we could have maybe a brief conversation about some not so consequential things, some things that don't mean that much. Like love and our present consciousness. My suggestion, or what I'm pointing towards here in this conversation, is that in our present consciousness, this consciousness that has ruled our planet for a few thousand years now, there is no love. Love has been stifled ever since, well, to use a story to point with, which is what most of the Bible does, points with stories. Ever since we ate the fruit of knowledge, love has been stifled. Of course, along with intelligence and creation, with the exception of a few spurts here and there. So if you could consider that if you accepted the consciousness that your parents offered you, well, forced you into the moment you accepted language, then you accepted the consciousness of violence. It has violence at its core. It's easy to see if you look. We go from war to war to war, ever preparing for the next war. Here in America, our children are blown up in gusts of gunfire in schools, and we buy more guns. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? A child was hurt throwing jarts one time, some time ago, and jarts were immediately made illegal. 220, who knows how many, 220 recent gun violence, murders, killings. And we continue to fight to keep our guns, which is all part of why I'm suggesting here, pointing towards, there's no love on planet Earth. If we loved well, let's start with our children. If we loved our children, we would prepare planet Earth for our children. We wouldn't prepare our children for, as we do now, we prepare our children for planet Earth. We say, don't speak to strangers. Watch out when you go to school. Get ready to dive under the table if you need to. So we have a world that does not have love at its core. It has violence at its core. Now, here's what that means. Anyone and everyone who has accepted the world of their parents has accepted the world of violence. And no matter what your action is, you are contributing to violence. Wait a minute, I think there's somebody watching here. Fritz, hello. And Ahmad Tabi, welcome. Hello. So, the interesting thing about this conversation we're having all together here is really the only thing we need to see, discover for ourselves, is that there's no love on this planet. What we're calling love is attachment, it's desire, it's having to be right, it's greed, jealousy, all of those things. Where those things are, love cannot be. Another way of putting this has a double entendre. Is it called a double entendre? I don't know. A double meaning. With love, there is no feeling. Love has no feeling. You know. Hello, Nina. I didn't see you there. Maybe my thing isn't scrolling down here. Oh, yeah, and DK Sharma. So, the interesting dynamic here is that it's simple. The only thing needed is for us to see that there is no love on planet Earth. Anywhere. That observation of the truth will create the possibility for love to manifest on planet Earth. And here's why. Because it's the truth. Truth is a bridge. Truth is the bridge from the world of fruit of knowledge, that being knowledge, thought, and belief. That's the dream world of yesterday, the world we keep bringing forth. Every year we bring forth the year, just keep repeating. Thousands of years we have been repeating the same things over and over. Hello, Fred. Hey. I even saw that name without my glasses on. I must be getting younger. Better looking and younger both. Well, I could use the better looking part and the younger part. So the interesting dynamic here is that truth is a bridge. Truth actually can live in both dimensions. The dimension of creation, which is heaven, and intelligence, which is God in the religious nuthead case world. And then truth. Truth bridges itself into the world of knowledge, the physical world. And it works in reverse. So in the physical world, if you speak the truth, that is the bridge to creating a new world. You could say it's going back to the world of intelligence, creation. However, creation intelligence has become new many times since we left it, when we left the Garden of Eden. I'm speaking two different languages here in case you don't realize. Here in America, there's 70% of Americans are nutcase religious people. They think snakes can talk and virgins can have babies. And water walking winemakers come out of those babies and strange things. So you have to speak in don't have to speak in two different languages. But at any rate, these things that I'm saying are being put into the atmosphere where they'll stay, because the people listening, for the most part, aren't listening. They're either agreeing or disagreeing. If you're agreeing with me, you're not listening. If you're disagreeing with me, you're not listening. If you're waiting till I get done with my stupidity here, the stupid espousing of these words, and then see what's left, perhaps that's listening. That would be contextual, listening in context. But if you grab the words, then you're lost. So, I'm suggesting here that if you, as I've said before, have accepted the world that your grandparents as well, their parents on back, offered you, or forced you into, or made you become, then you accepted the world of violence. And each person in that world has its own role. Some role, your role is to argue against war. The other one is argue for war. And the ones in the middle are to say, well, who cares? I'm making money anyway. You see? So the answer I'm suggesting here is to negate 100% of everything that has transpired from 7:39 on 5/12 of 2021. Negate it all, every iota of it, and discover for yourself the wheel. Discover for yourself what being a real live human being is. And it's for sure not following some deity or some god or some Muhammad or Muhammad Ali died a long time. Not that Muhammad, the other Muhammad. All those nonsensical deities are gone. They're in the past. If they were here and could speak in today's language, what they would say is, please, 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 please don't follow. Start where I left off. By the way, that's what I'm doing. I'm starting where Jesus left off. I'm starting where Krishnamurti left off. I'm starting where, who's this other nutcase? There's a guy, Buddha, where the Buddha left off. And there's another one, Muhammad. I'm starting where they left off, saying, let's bring forth peace on earth. And let's do it ourselves, not wait for an alien to come from the sky on a what do they call those things? Chariot. My brother, I've got two brothers and a sister, diehard born again Christian, First Presbyterians. Oh my goodness! And they tell me that Jesus is going to come down in a chariot of fire. And he's going to grab me and throw me into the lake of fire and take them up to heaven to live where there's gold bricks on the roads. God's there with a white robe and a cane. But of course, only, listen, this is important now. You guys got to listen to this part. Only First Presbyterians are going to heaven. All those other, they're all done for. I don't like to let that secret out, but I'm dedicated to speaking the truth. I wonder if anybody else came in. Catherine Evans, howdy. If you guys don't type something, I can't tell you that you're here. I love Edward as well. That's one of the main ingredients. The discovery of loving yourself happens when you drop your entire history, your entire life, when you die to everything except this moment, this second right now. So thank you, Catherine Evans, for sure. Let's see, it's been 18 minutes and, is that 18 or 13? 13 minutes and 18 seconds. So this is my first video for a long time. I forgot how kind of delightful these things, fun to do, these things are. So maybe I'll do another one or two as we go along. So this one is about, if you live in a world, a consciousness, if you will, that your parents lived in, you're living in a world of violence, and you're bringing forth violence. Whether you're a preacher, well, the preachers might be the most violent. They pretend these things, and no matter who it is, it doesn't make any difference who it is that you are. When you join the contextual action that has violence at its core, no matter what you do, you bring forth violence. Somebody else came in. I guess I got to keep these glasses on. People love only themselves and only for their satisfaction, mostly. I am having fun, Nina. I'm glad you noticed that. It is fun. I forgot. It's been about, 3 or 4 weeks since I've done a video. I've been cheating myself. The worst person to cheat on is yourself. Heck, if you cheat on yourself, look who else you'll cheat on. At any rate, my suggestion is this. Just tell yourself that from today on, you're going to begin speaking the truth. Because the truth is the bridge from our ridiculous, crazy, insane world of knowledge, thought, and belief filled with gods of every kind, Jesuses of every kind, Muhammad, all of the nonsense. Truth is the bridge to creation, to intelligence, which of course spawned all of these gods and Jesuses because they're in the dream world. In the dream world, we can have monkeys, was it the monkeys that talk? No, the snakes that talk. We could have virgins that have babies, and the babies could become water-walking winemakers. And Muhammad can date 11-year-old children and wait till they're old enough before he, whatever they do. What do they do? So if you can do nothing else, this is my suggestion. Begin speaking the truth. And this is my first suggestion for you to begin speaking the truth. You might as well start at the highest level, the most painful part. Your entire life, you have been a liar. And your life has been a lie. All of it. 100% of your life has been a lie. And you are a 100% liar. If you can start there, we can create peace on earth in a very short period of time. We will move all of the nonsense out of the way, and we will simply create internal first, and then collective peace on earth. Join me? Care to join me? Then simply say your entire life you have been a liar, and your entire life is a lie. That's the good news, by the way. Somebody else came in. Brahamish Nahev Swami with good blessing. I don't know what good blessing is. Sounds religious, though. Religion gives me the heebie-jeebies. He's, you can kill 1,500 people and be forgiven. All you got to do is, what do they call that? Those, I don't know, little beads, and you do little beads and you get, anyway. I'm done making fun of the nonsense. A perfect life as an invitation is sent to each of you. And I apologize for having so much fun. Well, there's a lie. I'm not apologizing for having so much fun. It is fun. I apologize for lying to you. Don't believe a word